Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to day 5 of Unit 3. In this lesson, we're going to be reviewing what we've covered in the last 2 lessons. We're going to be looking at how to calculate and compute problems that involve sales tax, discounts, tips, and markups, all in one lesson. So here we go. I want to remind you of the steps to solve. The steps to solve each of these problems are the exact same. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to multiply the percent by the subtotal, okay? And that word subtotal, I'm going to emphasize that here in this lesson, but subtotal is what you get before the very end, okay? And so it is when you add up all of the prices of the items that you're going to be purchasing if there's more than one item, all right? So that's for the subtotal. And then step 2 is only required when you are looking for the actual total, okay? And so if it asks for just the sales tax or just the tip or just the discount amount, then you would stop at step 1. But you go on to step 2 when the problem is asking for the total. And so the most important thing is making sure that you look at and read and pay attention closely to the key words that indicate what you need to do and what the question is asking. All right. And so if you have to find the total, then step 2 is you are going to add or subtract according to the key words. All right. And so just as a way of review, okay, we're going to review some of those key words. All right. And so we're going to fill out this T chart. And this is when I add. Actually, let's go all caps here. This is when I add, and this is when I subtract. Okay. So again, I'm finding the total at the end. If it is a problem that involves a markup, and I'm looking for the total after the markup, then I'm going to add it. If it is talking about sales tax, okay, and it's talking about the amount after the sales tax, then I'm going to include it. I'm going to add it. If it talks about the total after the tip, okay, and so these are our key words. If it indicates, these keywords indicate that you need to add whatever that percent was once you multiplied the percent times the subtotal, okay? For the subtract, some of the key words are discount, okay? You might see for discount, you might see percent off. You might see the word coupon. You might see, in some cases, you might see marked down. This is really an old term. It's just the opposite of markup. All right. And so here are some of the words. Now, if there's others that I left off, make sure you add those to your list. Okay. So the last thing by way of review is, again, friends, when we are answering these word problems, it is super important that we attack the word problem appropriately and that we break it down so that we understand and that we're paying close attention to the important information given to us in the problem. So you should know this by now, so if you can fill it out without me going over it, that would be awesome. But the C stands for, we're going to circle the numbers. The U stands for underline the question. The B stands for box the key words. And the S stands for solve the problem. And so for each problem, we need to make sure that we are following our Cubs strategy and attacking the problem appropriately. All right. Now, listen, friends. So at this point, if you are looking at this lesson, then you likely know how to do each of these. Okay. And so before you do just watch the video, the best way to use this video today is for you to answer it on your own and then play the video to then see if you got the problem correct. So I would do the problem, example 1, and then I would watch. And then I'd do example 2, and then I'd watch. And then I'd do example 3, and then I would watch. And then do example 4, and I'd watch. And then do example 5, and I'll watch. And then do, okay, I'm sorry, just, vibing. All right, so hopefully you've paused it. If you haven't, again, I don't think this is the best use of the video, is just watching me do it at this point, again, because this is a review, so you should have already known how to do this, but I'll show you how to get the correct answers now. So, number one, at Chick-fil-A, you order a salad for $10.25 and a chicken sandwich for $8.50. The sales tax is 6.5%. What is the total of your bill, including the sales tax? Okay, so we've read it, we've circled our numbers, we've underlined the question. This keyword, sales tax, is important. All right, and so in this problem, we first have to, because we made two purchases, we bought a salad and a sandwich, I have to find the subtotal of those two items. So I'm going to add those two, and when I add those two, I get $18.75. And I need you to understand that this right here is the subtotal. This is not the total, but it's the total before the taxes. All right, and so now I need to find, all right, how much am I going to pay in taxes? Well, to do that, I'm going to take the 6.5%, and I'm going to do that of the subtotal, so which is $18.75. And when I multiply that, I'm going to end up with $1.22. And so here I rounded it to the second place. And so I want us to understand that this right here is the sales tax amount. This is how much I am paying for the sales tax. All right. And now, because I am looking for the actual total of the bill, including the sales tax, now I have to take that subtotal and the sales tax, and that will give me my total all together. And when I do that, I'm going to get $19.97. And this right here is the total bill. Okay, this is the total bill after the sales tax. All right. All right, again, I'd pause it and do number two, and then check your answer. The owner of Food Line wants to make more money by marking up their product by 30%. If the store paid $3,500 for their product this month and sold all of it, what was the profit? So I'm looking for the profit. Okay, that word profit, we didn't talk about it earlier. We need to know that word profit is, again, how much money they make. Okay, so that's the money being made. All right, that's what that word profit is. Like when you mark it up, how much money are you making by increasing the price? All right, so again, key word here is marking it up. All right, and so we're figuring out, okay, how much money are they making by increasing the price? So to find that, I need to do 30% of the total. Okay, and so I mark the price up by 30%. When I multiply that, I get $1,050, and that is the profit. In other words, that is the markup price, right? That is how much it is being increased by. Okay, wasn't looking for total, so I didn't need to add. It was just looking for how much. If the problem asked how much would they be selling all of it for, it would be the total, the subtotal, and the profit or the markup amount, but it only asked for the profit. Okay, so that is just talking about the markup there. All right. Number three, Mr. Hines got his car washed for $45. He was very pleased with the service, so he wanted to leave a 30% tip. How much will he pay including the tip? Okay, so including the tip, that should tell me, okay, I'm looking for the total here. All right, so I'm going to have to do both steps, step one and step two from our notes here. So we're going to find the percent. We're going to take 30% of $45, and when I do that, I'm going to get $13.50. And it's important for us to know that this $13.50 is the tip amount, okay? If it was asking for just the tip, I would stop there. But it's asking for how much will he pay including the tip. So I have to take the subtotal, which was the $45. So I have to take $45 plus the $13.50, and this is gonna give me the total after, all right? And so that is $58.50, okay? And so this right here is the total including the tip. All right, moving on. Hope you've paused it. Hope you've tried to do this on your own. Moving on. The regular price of a pair of Jordan 1s is $215, and the discount rate is 15%. What is the amount of the discount of the Jordans? Okay, so in this problem, I'm just looking for the discount amount. Okay, just looking for the discount. All right, so I'm gonna take the 15% of the $215. All right, and then when I multiply that, that's gonna give me $32.25, and that right there is the discount amount. Okay, that is the again, that's the amount of the discount. All right, again, I know this is getting redundant, but if the question asks for what is the total after the discount, right, then I would take the 32 and subtract it from the 215, okay? But because it's only asking for the amount of the discount, all right? And then last but not least, Trayvon buys one bag of chips and for $2.75. 3 sticky buns for $1.35 each. 2 sodas for $3.60 each. The sales tax rate for the items is 5.5%. How much does Trayvon pay for all the items purchased, including the tax, right? So we got sales tax as a keyword, and then what we're looking for is the all of the items, so items after the sales tax, so that is the total, okay? So because I have multiple purchases, I need to figure out, okay, what's that subtotal? All right, so I got $2.75 for the chips, plus I got 3 sticky buns for $1. So I'm sorry, I gotta multiply that. So 3 times $1.35 plus 2 sodas, so 2 times $3.60, okay? And then that is gonna give me the subtotal. So I multiply that, I put it, all into my calculator, and then I'm going to end up with $14, okay? So this $14, that is the subtotal, okay? That is the amount when I add up all of the purchases, okay? And so now I gotta figure out, okay, what is 5.5% of $14, okay? And so I calculated that incorrectly on my key, so let me do that again. So 5.5% of 14 is gonna give me 77 cents. So I got 77 cents, okay? And so this right here is the amount of the tax. This is the amount of the sales tax. And so because I am looking for the total, including, I have to take the $14 and I gotta add it to the tax amount, which is 77 cents. So I end up with $14.77. And that is my total after tax, right? All right, friends, and so hopefully by now, and seeing a couple of these problems and working them out, hopefully you got it. Again, the key is make sure that you read the problem closely, make sure you break it down, and make sure that you are answering what the question asks, because in every question, particularly on the test, you can get the right answer by doing it incorrectly, okay? So what I mean is, there's gonna be an answer choice that says 77 cents, okay? And technically, 77 cents is a part of, getting to the answer, but it's not the final answer here, okay? It might even have $14. And so a person might go through this first step of getting the subtotal, find 14 and see that as an answer, and then immediately choose that option, okay? So it's really important that you are paying close attention to what the problem is asking and completing the problem appropriately, all right? So in this lesson, we have reviewed sales tax, discount, markups, and tip. Hope this helps. Peace.